everyone, today I'm going to talk about 5 things that I wish I knew before I started my own business. If I had like a time machine and I could go back and tell myself these 5 things, then I would be much better equipped. So if you're starting a business yourself, I hope these 5 things help you too. I've also got a community survey. I'd love you to take just a couple of minutes to fill that in. I will leave that linked below as well, and that is just about what content you want more of on this channel. It's just a chance for you to have your say. The number 1 lesson that I learned is that when you work for yourself, especially when you're starting a business from scratch, you will have to make sacrifices somewhere along the way, and if you choose the right sacrifices, then it will be so worth it. I never went clubbing. I'm not someone who loves doing that kind of stuff anyway. I don't really like getting in at 4 AM and like wasting the next day hungover and just not being able to do anything. But even if I did enjoy those types of things, that logistically does not work out for me. I probably go out in that way like once a year, maybe twice. I'm usually working at the weekends because that's the nature of my business. Something that I refuse to sacrifice for my social life is my health and well-being and everything else like that. That is of utmost priority to me over anything. So in order to have enough hours in the day to be able to get enough sleep, work really hard to grow my business, but also stay sane and stay healthy and well, and be able to see my loved ones and my friends and family in my spare time, I have to sacrifice being a normal 20-something-year-old really, and going out every weekend, getting in at 4 AM, spending all of my money on cocktails. My second tip, my second piece of advice that I would give myself and anyone just starting a business: time away from work and your business can be just as productive as working away, if not make you way more productive than you working 24/7 and never having a break and not getting enough sleep and subscribing to this like really aggressive hustle mentality that is very glamorized and very popular. The weeks that I'm most productive, I'm most focused, I'm not procrastinating, I'm doing the really heavy shit, doing the really important work that is actually going to move me and my business forward. Those are the weeks where I've been to the gym 5 days a week, I've spent time with Adam, I've had a day off, like a full day off of nothing work related, and then probably like 2 other half days somewhere in the week I might have gone out for lunch with a friend. That time away from my to-do list, doing something that fills up my tank, means that when I go back to work, I'm completely fulfilled, I'm full of energy, I'm full of love, I'm just so much more positive, and my mindset is focused. Reflection is a huge key in your business. It can just be so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day, immediate, urgent tasks that need to get done. You could literally spend your whole life doing those urgent tasks, and then at the end of it be like, oh, like I never achieved the goals that I set out to do. I never reached that higher level that I aspired to. If you were honest with yourself and just did those few tasks on your long to-do list that are really gonna push your business forward, really gonna help you grow, you could honestly just do those 2-3 things in one day, and you wouldn't need to do anything else in that day, and you'd still moved the needle so much in your business. Again, it's so difficult to comprehend because we're taught that more is more, and the more items on your to-do list, the more successful you're going to be. And it's just not the case whatsoever. And a lot of people Their head is buried in the sand in their day-to-day tasks. They're working in their business 24/7 rather than actually taking a step back and working on their business and thinking, okay, what can I be doing to grow? Am I enjoying my work day to day? Am I enjoying the clients that I work with? Is there anything I can be doing that would make my work more fulfilling? Is there anything I can be doing to grow my revenue or to offer this new product or service or whatever else it is? Just make sure you give yourself that time. I like to do it on a Monday morning. It starts my week on a really fresh, positive note. I also check in with my personal goals alongside my business goals, and everything is just fresh in my mind, and I'm ready to start the week, and I can add those really important tasks to my to-do list. And yes, we did move location halfway through that point. But moving on to point 4, this one was a huge game changer for me, and that is to focus on adding value and being of service to your clients, customers, community, whoever you serve with your product or service. There needs to be a bigger purpose to what your product or service does for your customer. How does it improve their lives? How does it make them feel? How does it affect their day-to-day? Coming to your business from a place of how can I help other people rather than what can I get from this? And that is just going to make you feel amazing in the long run. It's going to mean you build meaningful relationships. It's going to hold you to a certain standard of values, which in turn will mean that your brand's reputation will always remain, and it is going to make you more successful. It is going to make you more money, but from a place of integrity and honesty and being just a good person. And point 5 is going to be the least favourite of the bunch for a lot of people, and it was for me. I can only confidently say that the past 6 months I have been comfortable with numbers and comfortable checking those numbers and knowing them in the back of my mind and not being freaked out by them and being empowered by them. You have to move through that fear of looking at your bank account, looking at your profit and loss statements, budgeting, looking at your costs, budgeting and seeing if you can cut down costs, or just keeping everything in check, basically, making sure you're not overspending, making sure you're not underspending and you're investing, making sure your balance is healthy, your cash flow and everything else. All these businessy terms that if you'd said that to me a year ago, I would have just been terrified and just buried my head in the sand and hoped for the best and just tried my best and, put my money in my account, give myself a bit of money when I needed it, and then just got on my jolly way. But it's only when you track those things, you review them, you can take that information and let it empower you, and eventually, I promise, as long as you're just looking at them on a regular basis, you will become so much more confident. It took a lot of time, but I got there eventually, and if I was starting from the beginning, I would really hit the ground running and make sure I was confident and empowered by my numbers from the get-go. So if you're watching this video, then I assume that you're either thinking of starting a business or you might already have started one. I'd love to hear about your business in the comments. I'd be so interested to hear about what you're doing and what you're up to. I find it so fascinating. I have huge respect for people who do it, and also maybe let me know what businessy related videos you want to see. I'm not an expert per se, but I'm definitely a huge nerd and business geek when it comes to anything marketing, business related. I could just talk about it for days. So if there's anything specific you want me to chat about, whether it's personal experiences are more like practical tips and stuff like this video, then just let me know your feedback below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you're new for 3 videos every Wednesday, Friday and Sunday, and I will see you in my next one.